Welcome everybody. This is Jed Norwood with Forex Strategy Secrets. I'm excited to be able to put on the third of our multi-part series on Trader Success Summit. Today's topic is going to be on what kind of a trader are you? Are you a nutcracker or a bottlenecker? Okay. We want to be able to solve problems, not create more problems, and so we're going to evaluate some of those different aspects of trading that really come down to how are you doing it? What are you doing to create efficiency or inefficiency in your life? Okay, last week we talked about building a track record and how you have to have goals, have a proper strategy, have a good trading plan, how to execute, manage, and evaluate the plan using your strategy, and always keeping your goals in mind. And so we covered that pretty extensively. But today we're going to talk about nutcracking. And no, this isn't quite what I mean when I say a nutcracking experience. And no, this isn't what I mean if you're thinking of bottleneck. This isn't the bottleneck I'm referring to, and I hope that what you're learning here won't drive you to drink, and I hope that the Forex market hasn't driven you to drink yet already. Okay, there's more to life than that. But what I am talking about is that proverbial nut that we all work for every day. No, we're not squirrels. We're not gathering nuts for winter. And we're not elephants working for peanuts. But the concept is there that we all have to work for a specific set of value that we're going to put away for a rainy day. And with that said, let's talk about bottlenecks. Life's full of them. Okay? It's not good to end up in them, but sometimes you just find yourself there. Okay? Not everybody gets through the bottleneck at the same time, and sometimes some people or situations you're unable to get out of a bottleneck. You can actually have a cork on it. Okay? But it does limit the amount of goods, resources, time, value, and life energy spent. And so we want to avoid them at all costs. Okay? You don't need to create bottlenecks in your life, which you can. They are being created all the time. They're mainly self-imposed. Sometimes they're environmental, but there are ways around it. Okay? They can be avoided and or eliminated from your life. At least minimized. Okay? So here's a graph that came from an evolution genetic presentation I saw at one point, that I found it very valuable in this process. I wanted to share it with you. Okay, there's always going to be some kind of, in the incoming part, there's going to be either ideas or species or processes or products, whatever it might be, information, okay, coming down. And there's always going to be some point where there is either a catastrophic event or a critical mass kind of a process where it has to come to a head. Something has to give. Okay? And so what's going to happen is only things that can fit through the bottleneck are going to get through, and or things that we're paying the most attention to are going to get through. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be productive. You know, the good value might be still stuck on the other side because we've spent our time doing fruitless things. Okay? So let's talk about some ways that we can survive bottlenecks. Okay? Today's agenda, we're going to talk about 5 different types of trading or activities we can engage in that determine what kind of a trader we are. And we all will do one or part of these 5 types of trading. Okay? We'll either be simplistic in what we do, we'll create complexity in our trading, we'll either problem solve, create tasks that are efficient, or create bottlenecks, and flow management. How do we avoid those bottlenecks? Okay? Now, what I'm proposing today is just some basic ideas and concepts that will hopefully help you do some thinking on where you really fit as a trader. So grade yourself here. What are you most like? Okay, and be honest with yourself. No one's going to grade you or judge you. You grade yourself. My goal today as a trainer and a seasoned trader is to be able to help take the cork out of the bottle, if you will, so that you can get past that bottleneck and maybe give you some direction as to where to go to keep you from getting into bottlenecks as a trader. Okay. So again, ask yourself, what kind of a trader are you? The more honest you are in this process, the more successful and valuable you're going to find your experience with this presentation and using it in the next few weeks. Okay. Are you a simplistic trader? Complex? Are you good at problem solving? Do you love making tasks for yourself? Keeping busy makes you feel like you're productive? Or do you know how to flow, manage, keep things flowing smoothly? Okay. So let's talk about simplistic trading. Someone who is a simplistic trader keeps things simple. A, B, C, wash, rinse, repeat. Okay. They try to keep things streamlined and smooth. They believe that less is more. Okay. They focus on what is most productive, what is most effective. They've analyzed and processed out the whole sequence of steps to know exactly how many pips they need to make, how many lot sizes they need to attach to each trade, and what time frame they're going to be trading, and what time of day they're going to be trading, and when they're going to execute the trade, and when they're going to exit the trade, and they use precision in everything they do. And they wash, rinse, and repeat. They're not going to overcomplicate it. You've heard in real estate that everything is location, location, location. Well, when it comes to trading, timing is everything. Okay, what time of day you're going to trade, how much time you're going to spend trading, what time frame or time frames you're going to trade, when you're going to enter and exit the trades. It's all about timing. Okay, very basic, very simple, and very doable. Okay, point A to point B. Now that doesn't mean that point A and point B are always going to be straight across from each other. As we get further on in this, you understand that sometimes there's a few twists and turns in the game, but the shortest route is the best route. Okay, let's talk about complex. You've always heard, well, we just spoke of it. Less is more. Well, a complex trader thinks just the opposite. More must be better, because if we put more hours in front of the computer, we're going to be able to make more money. If we use more indicators, we're going to be able to see more entries. If we have more steps, we're going to be able to be more efficient and have less losses. If we watch more news feeds, we're going to be able to be more apprised of what's going on in the market. And having more information is obviously going to allow us to be able to have more flexibility with our strategies and our trading styles. And so why don't we just invite anybody and everybody that's involved in the market to share with me what they have? Okay. I would dare say that that's mixing oil and water. Not going to work. If one indicator or strategy is good, then more is better, in my opinion, is not a safe direction to take. Intricate trading plans that require a science degree to extrapolate the data to make sure that you know what you're doing, that's full of lots and lots of stuff and things, I'm sorry, it just isn't the way to go. So complexity is the dangerous pit to fall into as a trader. For example, if your trading day feels like you're in a maze, or your trading plan feels like you have to have a map that's very intricate to get through, it's probably not going to yield you the results you're looking for as far as success is concerned. So let's talk about problem solving. Okay, a problem solver does not blame anyone or anything but him or herself. Okay? But even then, why blame yourself when you can just take responsibility for the process? Okay? Don't blame the markets. Don't blame the broker. Don't blame the platform. Don't blame your trading plan. Don't blame your friend. Don't blame your coach. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame anything on anyone or anybody. Just take responsibility where responsibility is needed. Okay? If the trade wasn't executed right, just take responsibility. It's my fault that I entered late. That was a late entry. It wasn't the market's fault. Okay? The only person that needs to take responsibility is the one who pulled the trigger late. Don't blame him or her. Just take responsibility. Okay? Find solutions by making tweaks, not overhauls. Okay? Small adjustments most of the time are all that's needed. Okay? Honestly, there are only so many trading programs out there before everybody starts using some of the similar type concepts or processes. It's really not that complicated. So just by making small adjustments and tweaks to your trading plan and being patient with those tweaks to make sure that they either yield you fruit or not, then you can determine, okay, that tweak didn't work. Okay, let me go back to the format that I started before and try a different approach, a slightly different approach. Whether it's the time of day I'm trading, the time frame I'm trading, the indicators or the setup that I'm looking for, just do it in small incremental adjustments and map out your results. Okay? You don't need to scrap it and start over or buy another program. It's just tweaks. Okay? Again, patience is important. You have to be willing to observe data over a long period of time, track records over a long period of time. Was it yielding value or was it not? And if it was, what am I doing more of, or what should I be doing more of? Okay, so research out and ask the following questions. Why? And what if? Why am I trading? Why am I trading this time frame? Why am I trading this currency pair? Why am I trading these lot sizes? Why am I even in the market to begin with? Why am I losing money? Why am I winning money? Okay. And then ask yourself, what if I used a different time frame? Or what if I traded only these 5 currency pairs? Or what if I only traded this time of day? Or what if I only traded this many lots or this many pips? Okay. A problem solver knows how to identify problems and solutions to those problems, or sees a solution to a problem because he or she is keeping an open mind. Don't get married to something. Okay? If you see a problem, you need to find a solution. That's all there is to it. Okay, if that problem is I'm entering late, you need to say, okay, the solution is I need to enter earlier. Are the criteria that I'm trading off of allowing me to see that? Am I just hesitating? What's the problem? Is it the setup or is it my emotions? If it's a setup, I need to adjust what time frame I'm looking at possibly, or I need to adjust when I determine my entry needs to be. If it's me emotionally and I'm freezing and I'm panicking, or I'm in paralysis mode, or I'm fearful, or we can put all kinds of tags on it. But let's just say you're afraid to enter the trade. Well, you need to find a solution to that problem. What's it going to take? Do I need to demo trade until I get confident trading it, taking that execution when I first see it on a demo account so that I can build up my confidence? Do I need to have a second set of eyes? Do I need to do some meditation, or do I need to get some talk to a counselor? And there's all kinds of different things you need to think about. Okay, but a problem solver maps out the shortest route to success. Okay, and that's, like I said earlier, it's not always a straight line. Okay, sometimes it's just creating a flow chart that explains what the next step needs to be in order to be productive. and efficient. And sometimes there's loops and returns and some backtracking. But if you understand the flow and make the flow as simple as possible, eliminating all the things that aren't going to have a direct effect to success, then you can obviously have a much more efficient roadmap. Okay, you don't need to be Einstein to figure out the market, but you do need to think like him when it comes to problem solving. So, first assignment for this week's session is for you to learn as much about Einstein's way of thinking, the basic mechanics of his thought process, and try to implement that in the discovery of your trading plan. Okay. Now let's talk about taskmaster. I always bring that up, taskmaster. No, we don't want to be taskmasters. We don't want to create that problem for ourselves. Okay, but here is a list of all the different things that I personally could think of that would affect my day or are tasks that I would either have to take part in or are things that I could choose to take part in. Okay? Some of these things have nothing to do directly with trading, but even they themselves affect my trading. Okay, yard work, rest, going to church, eating breakfast, paying bills, okay, shopping, laundry, okay. Those are all tasks. And they all have importance, right? It's either I have to do them or somebody else has to do them, but they have to be done. Okay, so a taskmaster, when it comes to trading, is going to be able to say, okay, what tasks do I have to do to keep balance in my life? What tasks do I have to do to help make sure that my environment for trading and my home life is managed right and that there's harmony so that I can be an efficient trader? Okay. And then when I'm trading, what trading tasks do I absolutely have to do to be able to trade successfully? For example, which session are you going to trade? Will you measure volatility, or will you use a different type of indicator? Okay, how many articles or news research or news feeds are you going to follow? Okay, does your trading plan actually have a set entry and exit process? How early are you going to get up? How late are you going to stay up in the morning? Okay, how are you going to efficiently evaluate the charts? Okay, those are all important things to ask yourself. So you need to create tasks that create efficiency, harmony, and affect momentum in the right direction. Okay, so think that through. Everybody's going to have a different story. Okay, but how busy do you really want to be? And how busy is success? Okay, if your trading station looks anything like the thing on the right, the graphic on the right, on the left, just remember this: you can only look at one monitor at a time. So can you reduce your monitors down? Do you really need that many? Do you really need 1, 2, or 3 monitors? I currently work with 2. I don't think that I would ever even have a need for a third one. I'm sure I could find a need if I added a third one. But I think I'm most efficient with just 2 because I'm only looking at one monitor at a time. Even while I'm giving this presentation, I'm having to look at the monitor that has the presentation on it. So for me to be able to monitor multiple currency pairs simultaneously is actually a false belief. I can only look at one currency pair at a time. And is that the time frame between my eyes looking from one monitor to the next or from toggling from one to the next any different? Okay. So you need to measure your task making, I should say, by how efficient you can be. Is it really a split second that's going to make a difference, or do you just need to have an extra notepad on your desk that you're just doing some quick checkoffs? Okay. Now, if you look at the picture on the right, the gentleman here with multiple hands taking care of everything and trying to juggle everything, being a multitasker, it's actually been proven that multitasking actually is not an efficient way of living your life. You'll actually, it can't be done efficiently and effectively. People think they can, but it's not as efficient as they think. Okay, so really you need to determine how much can you really focus on at one time to be effective. Because it's about effectiveness and efficiency, not about how much more can I get done. Okay, keep that in mind when you're building tasks. Okay, this leads into flow management. Okay, a flow manager defines the most valuable and productive tasks to do and to focus on that will yield success. Okay, anything that isn't going to yield success or slows that process down needs to be eliminated. Okay, creates a system for completing important tasks first. Implements tools that can do the work for you instead. For example, I'll set up audio alerts for myself at specific price points when I see certain patterns in the market so that they'll alert me to come back to the computer when I'm actually needed there, not any sooner. Okay, I'll create a watch list that lets me know what pairs I need to be focusing on that day. Okay, or certain times of the day, I'll look at specific currency pairs because they're more volatile than others. All right. I've built a team around me. By working with my coaching students, we actually are effectively trading together. They're getting the training that they deserve, and they're getting the hands-on experience that makes them a better trader in a shorter period of time. But in the process, that actually helps me as a trader myself because we have multiple sets of eyes looking at the market. It makes it easier for us to effectively grade things out, and a sounding board when we need to talk things through. Okay, I've hired an assistant to help me with the time-consuming tasks that get in the way of my trading, answering emails, coordinating phone calls, setting up meetings, things like that. Now, you may need that, you may not, but there's always that option. Okay, work with goals in mind. Okay, a flow manager is always looking at the goals. The end result, the end game, doesn't match the goal. Okay, and in so doing, follows a plan and a schedule to make sure that it's all happening. Okay, that's flow management, and it works not only in trading but in every other aspect of life. And the more you can use this type of a setup in everything you do, the more efficient you'll be in anything you do. So if you have trading involved in your process and you're more efficient at home, more efficient at work, then you're going to be more efficient at your trading because it all is going to bleed into the same thing. Success breeds success. Okay, so let's talk about trading plan really quick. Here is a nice flow chart that I use, and I thought I'd share the process because, and I made this graphic to describe it, because there is a basic fundamental process here. My goal is the very first place I'm entering in at. I need to know what my goals are, whether it's my overall goals or my goal for the day or the goal for the week. I know what my goal is before I even execute a trade. Okay, and I know what strategy I need to use to make that goal happen, and so I execute it. So I'm either going to get into a good position or a not so good position initially, right? Based on all the environmental criteria, my decisions and my choices. Okay, so let's say I get into a good entry right here. Then I have to manage that entry, looking for an execution of the close. Then I evaluate the trade from start to finish, and then I repeat the process based on what my evaluation yielded me. Okay, let's say I get into a trade that's not as good, or it just ends up being a poor trade. I have to manage it accordingly, and I have to look for my proper exit signal, whether it's an exit signal that gives me profit or one that cuts my loss short or gives me a break even. I still have to exit the trade. And so I have an execution decision to make there. Then I can evaluate and learn from it, or I can also at the same time, or before I evaluate, I can look over here and say, do I need to adapt and look for a possible re-entry going the opposite direction, or was that signal premature and I need to look for an entry in the same direction just with better entries? Okay, So make that decision. If I decide that's where I need to go, then I'm managing a trade again based on this side, and I have to wash, rinse, and repeat. Manage it, execute the close, evaluate whether I won, how much I won, could I have done better, and then repeat the process. But either way, I am managing at the beginning, executing a close, evaluating the result, and then I'm learning how to be successful by following the process. Now there's one part of this trading plan we haven't talked about, and it's this little man figure down here with the rectangle around himself, pointing out the most important part of the trading plan is you. You are the trading plan engineer. You are the one that drives it. You are the one that created it. You are the one that determines how successful you will be with it. That's why this little image of the man is standing in the success circle. It's all up to you. You're the only part of your trading plan that has a set of legs and hands and arms to be able to manipulate and navigate yourself through the process, and the only part of your trading plan that has a brain to make the decisions. Okay? So that rectangle is very important because it's around that individual, showing who's responsible. Ultimately responsible for their trading. Okay, I hope this is very helpful for you because this is probably the most powerful slide in the whole presentation. This demonstrates simplicity. It minimizes as much complexity as we possibly can. It creates tasks that are critical to our success, and it manages flow. Okay, and it puts responsibility on the right person. Okay, last week, Mike V shared his testimonial. This is the first part of his testimony. He added some more and sent it to me after the presentation. But for those of you who are brand new to the session, I'm going to read this part. If you've already seen this part, it's okay. It's good to have a review. He says, trading beside Jed and Kirk and the other coaching students has improved my trading exponentially during the past couple of months. We all trade as a team, sharing entry setups and on the pairs that we are looking to trade, and we cover more currency pairs than I could individually. I still take my own trades and follow my setups, but it's great to have an extra pair of eyes telling me what they see and if it agrees with what I think. Many times I'll miss something and the group will point it out. We also review and share trades, whether they're winning or not, especially our losing trades, so we can learn from them. The group coaching has helped me put together the whole Forex Strategy Secrets trading system and has given me the confidence in my trades. Then he further goes on to say, and this is the additional part of his testimony, he says, we have recently started trading the Asian session more as a team. We have seen some really good setups during this time and have noticed that our trading has been more consistent. For me, this means less time in front of the computer and more time doing the things that I like. I've been very happy with the results that I have had with Forex Strategy Secrets and especially with the coaching program, Michael V, USA. I also want to point out here, and I want to thank Mike for his contribution here. There's other students that would resonate the same thing. We're just waiting to get some feedback from them. What I do want to say here is that we are going to be posting our results from our trading group on a weekly basis, maybe even more often than that. But I do want to make available to only serious traders, people that are really serious about moving forward and want to see some real results in the next 60 to 90 days in their trading confidence and in their trading results. Those individuals who are willing to put a little bit of skin in the game are going to be allowed access to look at my trade record from behind the scenes. I can't manipulate it. I can't alter it. You're going to see it for what it is. And I want to be able to post what we're doing as a group so you can see exactly how it's affecting the coaching students as well, what their results are, what mine are in retrospect. You can see what's going on. Okay, so I invite you to allow me to pull the cork off your bottle and help you find your way out of the bottlenecks that you're in. Okay. Now, whether that's me being your personal coach, or whether that's you taking a part of our trading program at whatever level you're ready for, I invite whatever that is. I encourage you to do so. But I do invite you to take the opportunity to come trade with me and learn every week what I'm doing. If not, allow us to put your money to work for you while you're learning the program, whether it's training with us personally or whether you're just doing the home study course, by taking advantage of our Blue Jay trade copier system. But either way, we want you to be a part of our trading group that does build upon success, whether it's our US session or our Asian session. We want to help you diversify yourself, and we want to help you to be able to have the portfolio that you've always dreamed of. And I promise you, there's no other program out there that is generous as ours is. The price you're going to pay is phenomenally and substantially a lot lower for the value you're going to get than anywhere else you're going to find. We really put our skin in the game, and we sink our teeth into the process with you so that you understand that we're putting not only our name and reputation on the line, but we're also putting our own money on the line. We're dead serious about this. And as traders, we want to be successful. As trainers, we want you to be successful. And the only way to accomplish both of those things is to make a systematic process that allows us to do both at the same time. We live by what we teach here, and we want you to know that we are dead serious about it. It isn't a game to us, and we take everything very personal when it comes to making sure that your success is happening. So if you have any special situations or just have questions you need answered, you can talk to me directly at jed@forexstrategysecrets.com. You can call our direct line, or you can Skype me directly at jed.norwood. I look forward to talking with all of you in the near future and helping you get a game plan, whether it's the home study course program, jumping into coaching with me immediately, or just finding out where you're at with the process so that we can help give you some encouragement and some direction to possibly take. I wish you a wonderful day to this point. If you do have questions, I will take them now, but this webinar is officially over, and we'll just answer questions at this point. I know everybody has a busy schedule, and we want you to be able to get on with your day. Are there any questions? Yes, the coaching programs, if you're interested in pricing, you need to communicate with me by one of these mediums to be able to get the information. Yes, there is a survey you can fill out that helps me determine whether you are, where you are, it's not eligible or not, but where you are with your trading, so we know how eligible you are or whether you're ready for it or not. If you're not ready for it, we direct you in a different area, whether it's the home study course or study a particular part of the home study course a little bit further before you come in, because we want to be able to speak the same language when we're talking coaching. We're going to move fast. I give you additional assignments to study specific things, learn some different perspectives that we share with the coaching students. But outside of that, the home study course material will get you up to speed, and we want to make sure that you have a good foundation there before you start. Any other questions? Okay, pricing is, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive either. Like I said, we've had other organizations try to sell our product, and they always want to mark it up substantially. You know, a lot of them are asking $5,000, $8,000, and I just think that's robbery. We're not going with guys like that anymore. We thought that they could help us get more people in the door and get more committed people, but actually I don't think it's fair to the student, and so we don't go that route. You're going to pay anywhere from $3,000 down to $1,000, depending upon how much you want done. And again, my guarantee to all students is that I'm going to stick with you for as long as it takes. So if you buy a package that's only in a 30-day package and you're still struggling at day 30, I'm not going to desert you. I'll stick with you till you get where you feel you need to be. That's my promise. Okay. So I want everybody to know that our offers are contingent upon our students putting forth the effort, but at the same time, our commitment to you is above and beyond what you're going to find anywhere else. The amount of time I put in with students is, well, we meet Monday through Thursday during the Asian session. Kirk meets Tuesday through Thursday in the U.S. session in the mornings. So there's 1 to 2 hours each of those sessions. And occasionally I'll do additional sessions with the students if something comes up or we have some really critical issues to address for the whole group. Then we'll have special webinars as well. So, and that happens for the duration of your training. So you do the math per session, how much you're really getting for the time you're putting into it, or we're putting into it for you. So, home study course, you can make money doing the home study course. I'm not gonna tell you otherwise. I think it's a fair assessment. We've had a lot of students that haven't even taken the coaching and make money from the home study course. But the difference is how long it takes them to get it figured out. Sometimes just coming in and having 1 or 2 personal sessions with Kirk or myself can actually get you right on track. So if that's all you're really looking for, please specify that when you email us so that we can at least know exactly what you're looking for. Yeah. So it's not so much that we want you to be in a cookie cutter process where you're going to have to either buy this or that or the other. If you're just needing some fine refinement and don't need a lot of time in front of the computer with us, you just need a little bit of direction, yeah, we can work up a consulting process with you that will be substantially less. Now, I did address the times that we trade, right? I trade the Asian session. Kirk trades the U.S. session. Occasionally, I'll jump in and help assist in the U.S. session, but I try to stay fresh. I'm only good for 1 session a day, I've decided, or I found, as far as being an effective trader, an efficient trader. But, yeah, we can adapt as the needs be. We deal with students from all over the globe, so it's not an issue. We'll be able to reach somebody in either of those 2 sessions. And if there has to be special contingencies based on scheduling or routine or whatever, we can work around those. So we're definitely flexible there as well. I appreciate that, everybody. Getting a lot of thank yous and everybody's saying they got to leave. I'm going to be recording. This is recorded, so we'll be going out. For those of you that are hearing this now, you can review it later, but it will be going out to everybody that was on the list predominantly to be able to receive this anyway. So it will be posted here in the next 48 hours. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your vote of confidence. Thank you again for your testimonials here, people saying that they've appreciated what they've learned with our system over the years. Thank you very much. It's a good vote of confidence there. All right. I look forward to talking with many of you. A lot of good questions here today. Please feel free to continue asking questions via email, phone call, or Skype. I invite the discussion and the dialogue, and I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for your time, and happy trading.